We thought we understood pressure. We thought we knew what superstar meant in the context of Japanese baseball crossing the Pacific, where only the chosen few dared to step out from under the shadow of the Nippon professional baseball dynasty. But when a veteran baseball mind like Matheson, someone who has seen the circus of MLB firsthand, drops the names Shohei Ohtani and Ichiro Suzuki in the same breath as Kazuma Okamoto, we are not talking about simply hitting home runs. We are talking about shouldering a cultural and economic monolith.
Is this the ultimate endorsement? A justified recognition of a generational talent finally arriving on the global stage? Or is it, as the cynical voices suggest, the ultimate act of sabotage, setting an impossible standard designed only to watch him fail? Welcome, viewers, to 618 Radar, the only frequency tracking the launch trajectory of NPB's biggest stars and spotting the hidden gravitational forces, the media hype, the fan expectation, and the crippling legacy that threaten to knock them off course before they even reach cruising altitude.
What we are witnessing with the Toronto Blue Jays' apparent pursuit, or at least the massive public reaction to Okamoto, is unprecedented for a pure hitter in the post-Matsui era. Matheson's viral social media post, noting that the media attendance at the hypothetical Blue Jays press conference was equal to or even surpassed the local Canadian press, is not just a quirky data point, it's the seismic signature of global recognition.
As one longtime Canadian baseball writer, I'll call him Doug from the desk, reportedly muttered to his editor, "We covered the Raptors winning the championship, and even that didn't have this many lenses pointed at the podium. This isn't just a baseball signing. This is a global incident." Let's be brutally honest about the legacy game. For 20 years, if a Japanese power hitter was even remotely successful in the majors, they were instantly measured against Hideki Matsui. Did they have the power? Did they have the discipline? But the chatter we're seeing now on the Japanese message boards, the non-G threads, perfectly captures the shift. "This is when you know Matsui is no longer the metric," one commenter lamented. "Now the comparison is Ohtani, and that's a burden no mortal man can carry." This highlights the cruel, almost gladiatorial nature of modern sports commentary.
Matheson, whether it was the reporter or the former Giant pitcher, was merely stating the obvious truth of media magnetism. Okamoto, the immovable number 4 for the Giants, commands attention on a scale reserved only for transcendent figures. The comparison to Ohtani and Ichiro is about fever, not necessarily statistical equivalence. At least, not yet.
But here is where the argument sharpens, and where we must address the most acidic counter-narrative, the one that says this hype is toxic. The critics are already lining up, echoing sentiments captured in the transcript. This is the pattern where the surrounding hype raises the bar too high and he crashes, they whine. They even point to the initial ridiculous criticism leveled at Ohtani upon his MLB arrival, where some scouts and analysts dismissed him as high school-level hitting, to try and argue that low expectations are somehow protective. That is fundamentally backward. Low expectations don't protect, they merely mask a lack of belief. The history of Japanese players succeeding in MLB is defined by those who not only met but weaponized impossibly high expectations.
Let's dive into the data that Matheson must have been seeing, even subconsciously. Okamoto is a rarity, a true middle-of-the-order slugger who plays third base, a premium defensive position in the infield. Over his last 3 fully healthy NPB seasons, Okamoto has averaged 37 home runs, driven in over 95 runs, and, critically for an MLB transition, maintained a phenomenal walk-to-strikeout ratio hovering around .70.
For context, most heavy-hitting rookies coming out of high-pressure leagues struggle to maintain a ratio above .50 in their first MLB year. Okamoto isn't just spraying power, he is executing controlled demolition at the plate. We have to understand the specific pressure he is already conditioned to handle. Being the cleanup hitter for the Yomiuri Giants is not just a job, it is a destiny. It involves handling media attention that makes the New York Yankees spotlight look like a local community theater performance. This is why the comparison is legitimate. As Coach Saito, A former NPB hitting coordinator, who now advises American scouts, told me, Ichiro had the quiet intensity, the relentless preparation. Ohtani has the world-beating physical gifts. Okamoto has the resilience. He has absorbed years of pressure in Tokyo that would make most MLB stars crumble. He knows how to live inside the media firestorm and still produce. This is the central conflict, the dramatic climax of the transition. The American media and fan base, accustomed to focusing solely on pitching or extraordinary two-way feats, are suddenly faced with an NPB hitter whose mere presence causes a global media shift.
The plot twist, if you will, is that the comparison to Ichiro and Ohtani isn't a forecast of a statistical triplicate. It is a recognition of his marketability, his sheer gravitational pull. He isn't expected to pitch 100 miles per hour. He is expected to move the financial needle of the Blue Jays franchise by inspiring an entire nation to follow every single at-bat. Imagine the internal psychological weight of that.
He is not just replacing the output of a former Blue Jay, he is inheriting the responsibility of an entire culture's baseball narrative. The ultimate tragedy, the critics hope, is that he becomes another casualty of the hardcore setting him up to fail cycle. But those critics fundamentally misunderstand the fortitude required to survive as the Giants' permanent fourth batter since the age of 21. Okamoto has already walked the tightrope of expectation.
The only way to survive a burden this heavy, a comparison this grand, is to internalize the noise, filter out the malice, and transform the expectation into focus. He has the numbers, he has the defensive prowess, and most importantly, he has been forged in the crucible of Japanese baseball's most scrutinized position.
Mathewson didn't invent the narrative, he simply read the room. A room that contained double the number of Japanese journalists than Canadian ones, and realized the scale of the star had already eclipsed mere baseball statistics. Kazuma Okamoto isn't just entering MLB, he is arriving as a phenomenon, ready or not, and the only true measurement of his success will be whether that internal fire burns brighter than the external pressure surrounding him.
Did he just secure the perfect environment to thrive, or has the media set a trap that is truly inescapable? The answer is likely both. If you found this deep dive into the true pressures facing NPB's biggest hitters compelling, make sure you show your support for independent analysis that tracks the heartbeat of baseball on both sides of the Pacific.
Like this video, share it with your fellow fans who appreciate the intensity of the Japanese game, and smash that subscribe button for 618 Radar so you never miss another analysis of these global baseball shifts. And we want to hear from you. Given the comparison to Ichiro's discipline and Ohtani's magnetism, what is the absolute floor and the ceiling for Kazuma Okamoto's first season in Major League Baseball? Let us know your predictions in the comments below.